very good evening to all of you joining us here on the live feed for the Singer Schools Rugby encounter here at the Royal College Sports Complex. And today we've got Royal College taking on Maliyadeva. And as we can see, Maliyadeva here to take the kickoff. A big day here for the boys. Maliyadeva especially making their way into the A division here. And Royal themselves the first game of the season. So this will be an interesting game to watch. Royal trying to ease the pressure there off the kickoff. As we move into the first line out of the game, Maliyadeva for the throw-in. The pressure is definitely on both sides here, being the first game for the season and everything to play for both sides. Maliyadeva taking that clean off the line out as they hit it up midfield. Brought down by the Royal defender without a problem. It will be a short ball. The Royal defense managing to hold their line. Maliyadeva trying to get that ball out to the corner, but the defense just making their way up. Royal College really pressuring the Maliyadeva attack here. Kicks it into space, and that will be a line out. Royals for the throw-in. Abdullah?
Yes, good afternoon, Shoaib. Yes, welcome to the Royal College Sports Complex as both these teams begin their campaigns for the season of 2019. Yes, the initial exchanges were very interesting indeed. You could see Royals' defense holding very tight, forcing Maliyadeva to put the ball onto boot and gaining some good territory. So the first line out, cleanly taken by Adahan, as Royal will be looking to try and move this ball. Taken very well, into contact. Very well recycled position. Royal will try and get into a physical contest as much as possible. And through Nandila, they just try and find some space. Not a very good kick. Maliyadeva have players covering that, but the Royal chase is extremely effective. Maliyadeva have done well to recover possession as they go back into contact. Possession is recycled once again. Nicely taken up by Maliyadeva, but again Royal just managing to hit Maliyadeva behind that gain line. Maliyadeva have done well to recover possession and decide to go to the boot again. Rashmika under that. Cleanly taken without any problem. Identifying the space. Gunawardana has control of the ball, goes into contact. Cleared very well. Royal take the ball into contact once again. And referee Shahid deciding that Royal be penalized for holding on. So the first penalty of the game in favor of Maliyadeva. Shoaib, what are your impressions on the first few phases of this game?
Quite the interesting few, Abdullah. It's nice to see Maliyadeva really bringing it up front here to Royal. Coming into the A division, I'm sure it's a lot of pressure on them as well and everything to play for. But I think it's clear that from the first few phases, Royal is really dominating that physical battle there. But credit to the Maliyadeva team as well for holding their defense. And it's been a bit of a pendulum up and down right now. And both teams seem to be really bringing on their A game. And now Maliyadeva with the second throw-in. Brought down once again by the Royal defense, and the ball is sent out looking for space. But that will be collected easily by the Royal wing 3. Holding on, says the referee.
Yes, now it'll be critical for Royal to try and adjust to the interpretation of the holding on rule. Referee Shahid seems to be intent on penalising immediately, so Royal will have to ensure that they have numbers at each and every breakdown and not give Maliyadeva a chance to poach these penalties. Maliyadeva so far have done extremely well at the 2 breakdowns to get those penalties. It'll be critical for Royal now to adjust to that situation.
Definitely. That's been the second penalty for the same offence there. And Maliyadeva certainly bringing on that pressure on the Royal team as well. Maliyadeva will look to capitalise on this line out. Playing in Royal territory once again. Not cleanly taken, unfortunately, and scrum down is called by the referee. I'm sorry, he has asked for the line out once again. And Royal will capitalise on that line out. Trying to ease the pressure right now. Brought down though by the Maliyadeva defence. Royal will look to clear this ball out. A quick pick and go to gain a few yards. Probably let the kicker settle in. And Royal to clear this one to ease the pressure.
Yes, that's very well done by the Royal forwards. Again, it's an area of strength of theirs, the line out. That was the second steal from consecutive throws by Maliyadeva. So Royal have one of the better exponents in their vice-captain, Fadil Adhan, in that number 2 position. He was immense for Royal last year and seems to be carrying on that form this year as well. Maliyadeva have another good attacking opportunity, line out right on the 22. It'll be interesting to see the options they will take. Seem to have cut their line out down to a 4-man line out, just to keep that Royal line out honest. But Royal did well to disrupt, but nonetheless the line out yet going in Royal's favour, but referee Shahid seems to have adjudicated that it was a crooked line out. So far from Royal's point of view, Shoaib, it looks like their defence has been very good. They haven't let the Maliyadeva boys get over the gain line on any occasion, which has forced Maliyadeva to kick behind that Royal defence. But I'm sure as this game goes on, they will want to try and get a bit more position, get in a bit more rhythm. We've got a very good 3-quarter line as well.
Certainly, Abdullah, and it's interesting to note that Maliyadeva has actually had a majority of the time been in the Royal half. And Royal trying to take that ball forward.
Yes, it looks like it was a high tackle, pretty reckless challenge by Maliyadeva. So looks like the referee will just have a quick word to just keep it low as possible. On that occasion, the Royal scrum off. Yasojan exploiting that short side very well. It's just the experience of playing at this level continuously. The ability to think on their feet. Nandila playing in this game as outside centre, but seems to be taking on the kicking duties as well. Just finding touch right on the halfway mark. So it's the first line out for Royal in this game. So the famed rolling maul is well known. It'll be interesting to see whether they'll use this tactic earlier on. Very surprising if they do not. We'll want to just test and see how well the Maliyadeva 8 are able to contend with the driving maul. Cleanly collected. They decided to spread it out wide. Tuleb collects a rather loose pass by Lehan Gunaratna. Recycle position well. Going in is Veera Surya. Taking the ball in once again is Vijay Ratna. All have recycled position very well. They do have numbers out wide. It's not cleanly collected, but done very well to retain position. This is where Royal will be very strong, the ability to build up phases and asking questions of this Maliyadeva defense. Good recycle position. Gunaratne back onto Adahan. Nice offload, keeping the ball alive. Royal recycling position well. They seem to have players out wide if they can get players out. Gunaratne cleans it up. Royal have numbers there. It's good continuity by Royal, really asking questions of the Maliyadeva defense. Veerasurya once again, the big man taking the ball up. Royal decide to go out wide. Maliyadeva rush up. Ball goes to Rashmil out wide. Steps one, steps two. Wonderful offload to skipper. And that's the first try by skipper Tuleb Hassan for Royal College. Some wonderful continuity, building phase after phase. And Maliyadeva defense, as hard as they tried, just couldn't stay up. So a very well constructed try by Royal. Maliyadeva tried their best, but eventually the continuity and the understanding of the Royal three-quarters and forwards combining very well together have enabled Royal to score first.
Indeed, Abdullah, what a way to start things off. The skipper scoring that try there for Royal. Good support play by Tuleb there. And credit to his men for carrying it for him as well. And credit to the Maliyadeva defense as well for holding off the lads for that long. But like Abdullah mentioned, they just didn't have the length to go all the way. The Royal forwards and three-quarters really gelling in well there and showing the opponent how well they knew each other and their strengths. Royal really dictating that physical contact once again, and managing to hold on to the ball and recycling really well. And I guess it was just a matter of time before Royal got those points over the board.
So Gunawardena with the conversion attempt. Strikes it reasonably well, but goes right across the upright. So the score will remain 5 points to nil. But a definite confidence booster for Royal. They would have gone through numerous phases, but held their discipline extremely well, and eventually just managing to find holes in that Maliyadeva defense. So it'll be interesting to see how Maliyadeva respond to that. The key against Royal will always be to ensure that you manage to control possession, because Royal have shown over the last few seasons their ability, once they do have possession, to build up phases repeatedly. So kicked off again by Maliyadeva, safely collected by Lehan Gunaratne, but doesn't clear well. So it's an interesting call by referee Shahid. I think if you have a look at that once again, it was a charge down by Maliyadeva. So once that happens, it's an open play. Nonetheless, a penalty has been given, and Maliyadeva take the ball into contact, but they have lost possession. Royal will be looking to try and clear their lines, but they decide to spread it wide. They seem to have a few numbers. Royal do very well to take the ball into contact. Rashmila clearing the ball once again. Yasoja distributing. The Royal forwards breaking one tackle. And again a nice run. A lovely offload. But unfortunately not going to hand. Maliyadeva have done well to turn possession over. They get the ball out wide, but again a big hit by the Royal defense. Again, looks like they'll be forcing Maliyadeva to go into the boot, but that was a very well judged kick, identifying the space at the back. So Royal showing some good skills and some confidence to run from their own 22. Unfortunately, that final offload not going to hand. If that had done so, they would have very well been away for their second try.
Indeed, Abdullah. Interesting to see Royal playing this brand of open rugby and not just keeping the ball with the forwards, It's quite pleasing even for anybody viewing this game as well. And Maliyadeva seem to be trying to rushing things at time. If you have a look at the last penalty, they really tried to capitalize on the quick tap, but they know very well that the Royal defense is ready for what's coming at them as well. So maybe the captain needs to talk to their lads and get things a bit under control. It's just the first half of the game and went with the first few minutes. No real reason to be rushing in there. But I can understand the pressure, of course, but Royal managing to hold them back and pressure them out. But a beautiful kick that came in there from the Maliyadeva as well, bringing that ball back into the Royal 22. And it seems to be scrum down, and the referee has called, and the feed will be in for Maliyadeva. So yet another opportunity for them in the Royal 22. So it'll be interesting to see what they try and do from here.
Yes, a rare error by the Royal line-out. Jaya on that occasion just not managing to get the ball in straight. So as you said, Shoaib, a wonderful attacking opportunity. Interesting to see the options they will take. There's a good short side on this side where they can exploit, which they do. It's taken in by Priyaratna, the number 8. Goes into contact, position is recycled. But it's slow ball and gives ample time for Royal to reorganize their defense. Maliyadeva eventually deciding to go out wide. Skipper Hassan makes the tackle. Royal ball is recycled well. Attempted drop goal by the skipper, but well short. He was under a lot of pressure. And scrum half Sarojan clears, but doesn't clear very well. Royal need to have numbers there. The chase is good enough to halt the counter-attack by Maliyadeva. They've done well to recycle position. Oh, wonderful charge down by, looks like it will be Rush Miller who will go for Royal's second try. And eventually Royal putting enough pressure on Maliyadeva. And that's Royal's second try.
Interesting to note, Abdullah, that though Royal hasn't had the best of clearance kicks, the chase has been absolutely on point and the pressure has been put on the Maliyadeva team, even though the kicks really haven't been ideally what they've been looking for. And they've really been able to capitalize on that chase, and we've seen tries come off it as well. So they've really got that under control.
Yeah, that's right. And also you can see Shoaib, a little bit of inexperience is also showing on Maliyadeva's part. Whenever they get hit behind the gain line, they just don't seem to be certain what needs to be done. And all these tries, both tries so far, have pretty much been led through Royal's defense. And Gunawardena makes no mistake with the conversion. So the lead is now extended to 12 points to 0. And you can see whenever Maliyadeva have been hit behind the gain line, they opt to go for the boot. Just don't have the confidence to just recycle position and just ask questions of this Royal defense. And to Royal's credit, their defense has been 100% on par. They've rushed up very well and they've put a lot of pressure on the Maliyadeva attack. Not get them get behind the gain line or get over the gain line. And so far it's pretty tough on the Maliyadeva boys. You've got to empathize with them a bit as well. They're making their way into the A Division Rugby after a long time. Kick-off by skipper Priyaratna. Very well collected by Rashmika, I believe. So ball goes to Nandila, who will try to find touch and find some very good touch right on the Royal 10-meter line.
Royal not rushing things there and taking the opportunity to ease pressure. And like Abdullah did mention, in fact, it certainly shows that the Maliyadeva team is a bit back-footed when they are hit behind the gain line, because we've seen throughout the game that they've put in some really good clearance kicks as well. They've seen the space and they've kicked into space and even put the Royal side here under pressure. But unfortunately, in those pressure situations, they seem to find it a bit difficult or rather they lack the confidence, I would think, like Abdullah mentioned.
It's another loose line out, but collected well by Maliyadeva. They recycle position extremely well. trying to spread the ball out wide, but Nandila reading that play very well. Once again, Maliyadeva finding themselves hit behind that gain line. Royals' defense has been 100% spot on. They have attempted a counter ruck, but referee Shahid adjudicating that it's come from the side. So Maliyadeva will do well to try and settle things down. I think they'll be deciding to go to the post, which is the correct decision. If they can get a few points on the board now, it'll just settle their nerves a bit. Because offensively, thus far, whatever they have been trying has not been working. Royals' defense has had answers for everything that Maliyadeva has thrown at them. So it'll be their skipper, Gunavira, to try and get the first points on the board. It's an angled kick just outside the 40-meter mark. So with the angle, it would easily be around 50 meters. The good thing he'll be having a slight assist from the wind as well. You need to see whether he can find his direction. Strikes it, but looks like it's going to be well short. Comfortably collected by Nandila. Again, a wonderful run by Lehan Gunaratne, who passes the ball off. Royal almost on halfway. Recycled position very well. Just showing the experience. Jaya breaking a couple of tackles. Royal have numbers out wide if they can get it across. Deciding to go into contact would have done well to try and get it out. Jaya once again to Gunaratne. Skipper Hassan takes the ball into contact. Ball is recycled extremely well. High pass, but collected on the rebound. Royal constantly getting over that gain line. They have numbers out wide if they decide to pass it over. They take it into contact once again. Royal have numbers with them. But unfortunately, the ball has been turned over once again. Deciding to kick ahead. Rashmika once again. Going into contact, and looks like it's another high tackle. On that occasion, the guilty party, Silla Heva, the Maliyadeva second row. It's the second infringement, so looks like he'll be given another talking to. Could very well be the final warning for Maliyadeva, the second high tackle. So another opportunity for Royal to get into the half of Maliyadeva. Nandila once again will look to find touch. Finds touch just outside the 22. So it'll be interesting to see the options that Royal will take from this line out. Shoaib, they've had a couple of line outs, have decided to spread it instead of using their famed driving maul.
Certainly, Abdullah, it's quite shocking, in fact, to not see Royal having used a single rolling maul yet. But I think at the same time, it's good that the lads are reading the game and they're seeing that there's space midfield, and there's no reason to really unnecessarily tire the forwards here. So Royal really playing it by ear on this occasion.
Cleanly collected by Royal once again, and on this occasion looks like they will be trying and using that driving maul. They already have got a bit of momentum. Maliyadeva seem to be on the back foot, struggling to contain this. They need to get more players behind that maul, but Royal seem to have control. Jaya peels off from the back. Maliyadeva just managed to hold on. They just don't seem to have the scrum half in place on that occasion. Sanojan seems to have got involved in that breakdown, but Royal forwards have regrouped well. They're attacking through the fringes. It looks like there's been an interception by Maliyadeva. And a very good clearance, so some good defensive work. Gunawardena evaluating the options of whether to go for the quick line out. But
excellent work there by Maliyadeva under pressure. You've got to give these lads credit. With all the pressure that Royal's been putting on them, that was an absolutely good call there by the Maliyadeva team. And it's good to see them sort of setting into the pressure, I would think, as opposed to a couple of minutes back when we felt that they were a bit all over the place. But it's good to see the lads have really collected themselves and they are really thinking on the right lines under pressure.
so another line out for Royal. They gained some good yardage from that last driving maul. Interesting to see if they'll take that option once again. But they've seemed to have cut their line out down. It's just a 5-man line out, so chances are they'll probably look to go wide. Cleanly collected. They seem to do a back peel. Taking the ball into contact once again. Recycle position well. Selling a dummy. Quick recycle ball. Gunawardena to Nandila. Steps inside. Royal have done well to have numbers at each of those breakdowns. Going to contact once again. And a busting run by Veerasuriya, I think it's once again. Another cutout pass. Royal seem to have numbers out wide here. And would have done well to pass the ball out on that occasion. He had numbers out wide, but Royal have recycled position once again. It's gone into contact, recycled position. Once again, quick ball. And a nice inside pass, and that will be Royal's third try. Courtesy a wonderful inside line. Run by Gunawardena. Identifying the space in the inside channel. All the Maliyadeva defense was drifting out wide. And Gunawardena, just good communication with Lehan Gunaratna, asking for that inside pass, and the Maliyadeva defense was nowhere to be seen on that inside channel. So with that try, courtesy Gunawardena, Royal have further extended their lead to 17 points and the conversion to come.
Gunawardena now to try and get that extra 2 points for his side. The Royal offense really showing their confidence there. Despite having numbers on the outside, choosing to go for that inside ball, they were absolutely certain that they could make it through the Maliyadeva defense. Gunawardena with the kick. Unfortunately, Gunawardena doesn't get that through, and he'll be disappointed about that.
So Royal, little by little, seem to be finding their groove. Maliyadeva have done reasonably well, but eventually just the Royals' physicality, their understanding, playing on the big stage, just starting to show a little bit now. So Maliyadeva slowly getting ready to kick off once again. Courtesy Gunavira. So looks like there will be a replacement from Royal side. It looks like their big man, Veerasuriya, who will be leaving the field. He's one of their bigger ball carriers, so from Royal's point of view, let's hope it's nothing serious.
Gunavira with the kickoff now for Maliyadeva. Collected cleanly by Royal, but good pressure coming in from Maliyadeva. ball really going to no one there, but recycled well by Royal.
Yes, again Royal penalized for holding on. Referee Shahid has got to allow Maliyadeva to take those quick taps. Sabir, it was on the spot. There was no reason for him to call that back.
Certainly, and Royal shockingly giving quite a few penalties, and but the referee certainly should allow those passages of play and not kill the momentum of the game.
Yes, that's right. I think if the players want to take quick taps and speed the game up, I think the referees should be lenient towards that. The rule is it has to be within a 1 meter radius of where the penalty was awarded. On most of those occasions, Maliyadeva were well within that 1 meter radius, so you've got to let the game go. Nonetheless, a great opportunity for Maliyadeva to get the first points on the board. It's not a very difficult kick. Inside the 22, a slight angle. And Gunavira has slaughtered that right through. So first points to Maliyadeva. I'm sure that will make them feel much better. 17 points to 3 as we've approached the 30-minute mark. Royal just need to be a bit more clinical if they do decide to start running from their own 22. Just trying to force the pass on a couple of occasions and putting themselves under a bit of pressure. So Nandila will once again try to get the game underway. Nice hanging kick. Very well collected by Pieratna, their number 8. They've secured position well. Trying to attack the fringes, but Royal's defense is well organized in that area, yet unable to get over that gain line. It's an area which Maliyadeva have really struggled so far. They've given the ball out to Pieratna, who has gone for a huge up and under, but not made much distance. The chaser from Maliyadeva, Deshan, getting under it, but unfortunately not being able to hold on to it. So knocking the ball down, another good attacking opportunity for Royal. They've shown glimpses of what they can do, but I think they just got to be a bit more disciplined how they approach it. Trying to force the issue on a couple of occasions and spilling the ball. So you approach the last few minutes of this first half. Royal will dearly like to get another score just before half time.
Maliyadeva certainly not making the best of calls with that kick. I suppose once again the pressure setting in. They know what this Royal offense can do when they've got the ball in hand. So they need to be a bit more careful and think clearly what exactly they need to do.
So Royal creating phases one after the other. Once again clearing. I'm not sure whether they will have numbers. But on that occasion, Maliyadeva just being penalized for not holding on to their body weight, using some assistance and conceding a penalty. So Nandila will once again just try to get that into touch. Just about 15 meters away. A great opportunity for Royal to once again enact that driving maul. They were successful the last time they did it, but just could not see it through. So looks like they'll be going in with the full 8-man line out. So that would be an indicator that they'll be going for a driving maul. Jaya getting ready to throw in. Finds Adhan comfortably at number 2. Set the rolling maul once again. Adhan screaming to his forwards to drive in. And Royal slowly but surely getting that drive in coming. Maliyadeva have done well. They've said, referee has said it once. And some wonderful defensive work by Maliyadeva. You have to give them a lot of credit. Got numbers right behind that driving maul. And looks like they have knocked the ball in the process of defending it, but nonetheless a wonderful effort by Maliyadeva. Never an easy thing to stop that driving ball, and that's the second time they have foiled it. So full credit to them, but another opportunity for Royal. On the stroke, verge of half-time, if they can get one more score, going into half-time, it will give them a lot of confidence going into that second half. Sojourner feeding the ball in. A good scrum by Royal, passing out to Gunaratna. Nandila. Another cut-out pass, and on that occasion, comfortably going in. The Maliyadeva defense on that occasion in 6s and 7s, just drifting across. And Gunawardena just joining the line right from the middle, identifying the gap, sidestepping a couple of Maliyadeva defenders and going over for his second try. And that will be the fourth try for Royal, and that will make them feel much better.
Very well read by Gunawardena indeed, Abdullah, and that's an easy score for him. And of course now Royal to try and get that 2 points to really add on to their scoreboard as we see this first half coming to an end here at the Royal College Sports Complex. Gunawardena now with the kick. Gunawardena making no mistake, as he should not, of course, indeed, right under the post. And that brings the first half to an end with Royal College leading at 22 and Maliyadeva at 3.
Yes, so that's half-time. Royal just scoring on this verge of half-time, extending the lead to 24 points to 3. 4 tries to the sole conversion by Gunavira. So Royal will be going into half-time comfortably ahead by 24 points to 3. And we will go in for a commercial break and meet you in the second half. Sports Complex for this second half of the encounter between Royal and Maliyadeva. Royal going into half time with a good 24 points to 3 lead. And Maliyadeva making the entrance into A Division Rugby after a very long time. Did reasonably well in those first 20 minutes, but eventually Royal's experience and physicality coming to the fore. And little by little, Royal seemed to be inserting their dominance over this Maliyadeva team. But Shoaib, just a quick word on Maliyadeva. I think a lot of credit, and it's great to see from a Sri Lankan rugby perspective that a team from the northwestern province coming into A Division Rugby. Generally the strongholds being Colombo and Kandy, but it's fantastic to see Maliyadeva coming into A Division Rugby. I think a lot of credit should go to their coach, the veteran coach Ananda Kasturiarachi, Castro as he's fondly known. He's done a very good job with these Maliyadeva boys to bring them thus far. So Maliyadeva with the first scrum of the second half, using the short side, but a loose pass. Royal attempting to make a counter-ruck, not successful. Again, Maliyadeva just trying to attack through the fringes, but Royal's defense in that area is very well organized. Once again, going through the fringes, not making much ground. Eventually, ball is being passed back and they decide to go to the boot. But Royal once again putting a lot of pressure, making a deflection. So there'll be a line-out ball in Maliyadeva's favor. But the first indications are that Royal again using their physical advantage to try and dominate Maliyadeva.
Abdullah, yes, as mentioned, certainly a lot of credit due to the boys coming into the A Division and also performing like they have here at the Royal College Sports Complex today. And it's really nice to see that the boys are yet playing their hearts out and giving it their 100% despite Royal really dominating this game.
So another steal by Royal at line-out time, dominating that area of the game. Again, just trying to force the issue. Binojan, the scrum half, just trying to pass the ball. Maliyadeva decide to take it into contact. They recycle position once again. So there's no advantage from Maliyadeva. So referee Shai deciding to go back for the knock-on infringement. Maliyadeva looks like they'll be making a substitution. It's number 18, Elagonna, who has come in for number 4, Selaheva, who will be making his way onto the bench. So another good attacking opportunity for Maliyadeva. They've got a good short side to work with. You can see their skipper Gunavira also lined up on that short side. Nice solid scrum by Maliyadeva. Gunavira once again deciding to go to the boot. Long raging kick, but very well collected by Gunawardana. He will look to try and counter attack. Finds makes through that first tackle, but unfortunately the kick was not well controlled. It's going out in the full. If that ball had fell in play, there was no Maliyadeva player behind. It would have been a very good opportunity for Royal to try and extend that lead if Gunawardhan had managed to keep that ball in play. But unfortunately not the case. So a line-out opportunity for Maliyadeva.
Gunawardhan unfortunately not adjusting to the wind conditions, I suppose. Playing with the wind now, he misread that kick. But I'm sure he'll be sure not to repeat that mistake.
Throw in. Again going out wide, but the referee just adjudicating that the throw was not crooked. It's all being resulted as a result of that pressure put by Royal's second rows like Adahan and Tilgaratna.
Certainly, the Royal defense has really been on point today, and they've been up in the face of the offense at every breakdown. And that's quite intimidating for any opposition. So Royal really bringing their defense in today here, this game.
So another feed by Sojana. It's an interesting formation by the Royal three quarters. Tuleb is very flat. Looks like he'll be taking the ball into contact. Tries a cheeky offload. Nandila breaking that first line of defense. Goes out wide. Very well recycled. Gunaratna collects. Passes the ball on to Jaya. Bumps the Maliyadeva defender off. Very well recycled once again. Looks like they will have numbers. Gunawardena takes the ball into contact. Very well recycled. Yes, that's right. Coming through the side. Need to come through the gate on that occasion. It's Mallika Arachi, blind side flank of Maliyadeva, who has been penalized. So Maliyadeva are committing themselves to the breakdown. They've already managed in that first half to get a couple of turnovers. But on that occasion, not doing it legally. So Nandila again finds touch just right on the 22. Just evaluating their options. So Royal have a couple of their forwards linking up with the three-quarter line. So chances are they're going to try and spread it out wide.
Jaya now with the throw in for Royal. Collected cleanly by Royal, and a quick back peel coming in and taken into contact there, brought down by the Maliyadeva defense. Taken into contact.
Some quick recycled ball by Royal, bumping a couple of the Maliyadeva players off. Possession has been recycled. Yasojana passes the ball on. They should score, but unfortunately a poor pass. So Royal need to be a bit more clinical. Just seeing the line at their mercy on that occasion. Skipper Tuleb Hassan just knocking on, but it was not one of the better passes. So another reprieve from Maliyadeva. Good opportunity for them to try and clear their lines. Royal just showing a bit of early season rustiness on occasions. Just unable to put up the finishing touches on a couple of moves. It's an area of the game where Coach Luque, no doubt, and over the weekend will want to brush up with tougher games ahead. So it looks like it'll be a slight injury for Maliyadeva's number 11, Ratnayaka. Seems to be in a bit of discomfort. Another good break by Pierre Ratna, but Royal's defense is up to it. And again, good pressure by the Royal forwards on the kicker, but Gunavira did extremely well to find touch just inside his own 22. So Royal, interesting to see the options that they will be taking. Now the slight injury, you can say the physical toll taking its effect on these Maliyadeva boys now. It's a complete different level of intensity at A Division Rugby. But no doubt this experience will definitely hold them in good stead as they go on. It's all a part of the learning curve from their point of view. Looks like it's their prop forward who will be leaving the field. So another good attacking line out for Royal. So far they have opted to do a couple of front peels rather than using their driving maul. Just trying to vary their attack as much as possible.
Gunavira certainly doing well under pressure there to clear that ball for his side. And for Royal, of course, yet another opportunity. And like Abdullah did mention, unfortunately, this Royal side seems to be lacking those finishing touches. They're a little bit excited towards the end, and they're unable to really complete those phases. No real reason for them to rush it as well, clearly being the side dominating.
So another throw in by Jaya. Straight to Adhan, comfortably collected, and Royal looks like they'll be trying, launching another driving maul. Maliyadeva will need to try and get more players behind the maul. Royal seem to have this well under control. Just a few meters away. It's going to be very hard for Maliyadeva to stop this, legally at least. And number 17 on that occasion, putting the finishing touches to the move. Jayasuriya, the replacement, has come in and made an immediate impact. And Royal getting that first driving maul, going and scoring the try, and you can bet your bottom dollar that that won't be the last we'll see of that this season.
Certainly,
very well controlled.
Most certainly, and does bring back a lot of nostalgic moments for Royal, especially bringing in that ever so powerful rolling maul, and that's something that every opponent really does watch out for, and we've not seen them use it too much in this game, possibly because they are confident to send that ball wide and penetrate the Maliyadeva defense, being very well aware that they've been dominating that physical battle on the field. But of course they aren't going to keep it completely out, as we've seen. They've given it a shot, and finally Royal really scoring off that rolling maul.
Yes, Gunawardena, conversion. Hasn't been in top form today. From Royal's point of view, they'll be hoping that he gets into his groove as the season progresses. Again, missing it, going right across the post. Yes, Zuhair, you'll be having a lot of nostalgic moments, having been at the back end of those rolling mauls during your playing days as well, being the hooker, controlling it at the top end.
Sabir. And a lot of credit to the lads in front, of course. Being at the back and making the right call and controlling that rolling maul is most important, but I've got to admit it's the lads in front who really, really take the beating, so big credit going out to them as well.
Yeah, that's right. So Maliyadeva will once again look to try and get back into Royal's half, and more importantly try and hold on to possession. That's something which they have struggled to do. Good long kick-off by Maliyadeva, brilliantly collected. They've done very well to recycle possession. Again taking it into contact. Again it's slow ball, which is not the way Maliyadeva will want to play this game. They are allowing the Royal defensive lines to settle in. They need to try and speed up from phase ball. That's much better. A couple of offloads as well. Royal defensive line realigning extremely well. Trying to attack through the fringes. Not making much headway. Slightly isolated. Royal do have the rights to the ball on that occasion. But I think, although it was ruled as a penalty, I think Royal were a bit unlucky on that occasion. He definitely did have rights to the ball. But referee side deciding that that was not the case. Nonetheless, another opportunity for Maliyadeva lads to get a few more points on the board. Skipper Gunavira to try and get another 3 points for them. But Maliyadeva, during phase play, they'll do well to try and speed up the game, isn't it? Where the pace of the game, when they slow it down, it gives Royal the opportunity to realign their defense and not let them get over the gain line.
Most certainly, Dela. We've seen when the Maliyadeva team has picked up those phases, the Royal defense struggling slightly to align to the pace, and I think that's really what this Maliyadeva side needs to do if they are to penetrate this Royal defense.
So right in front of the post, Gunavira strikes it well. and makes no mistake. So another 3 points for Maliyadeva. Extended that lead to, they extended their points to 6 points now. Couple of penalties. Royal on that occasion deemed to have infringed at breakdown time. Royal will just try and look to try and be a bit more clinical for the rest of this game, just to try and get their rhythm going before the much sterner tests ahead. Nandila once again getting ready to kick off. Nice hanging kick for the forwards to charge onto. Adahan just putting a lazy hand in there and knocking the ball on. So should have judged it slightly better. We did not have any realistic chance of getting any control on the ball. Just putting a hand in there and knocking it on in the process. So would have done well to just read it better. So another substitution. Front row substitution. Looks like it's number 16. Ilukapitia, who has made his way onto the ground.
Coach Luke would certainly love to take this opportunity to give a run to all of his players, including those here, the replacement players as well. It's the beginning of the season. It's a good time to give the boys exposure as well. So I think he'll be making those calls and bringing in those substitutions.
Yeah, that's right. Players, Coach Luke will want to try and keep his players as fresh as possible, but also Zubair, one other thing to keep in mind is this is the first game for the season. He'll also want his players to try and get as much game time as possible as individuals and as units to try and get their combinations going. Royal have been a bit faulty in that area, which is perfectly understandable considering that this is the first game of the season. So it's a very tight balance act that the coaching staff will need to look into. We want to keep this first 15 players going and give them as much game time as possible. While they have made inroads, the finishing touches have not been as clinical as it should be. But then again, considering this is the first game of the season, it's quite understandable. Good scrum by Maliyadeva. Just trying a couple of moves, taking it in is number 12, Danaka. So they get recycled ball, go in touch again, nice offload. That's much better by Maliyadeva, trying to speed the game up, much better. Again passing the ball, but the Royal defense once again rushing up, hitting them behind the gain line, not allowing Maliyadeva to gain any momentum, and looks like they'll be trying to go again, but not very successfully. Again, a good base kick being attempted by Thenakon. Their scrum off. Gunawardena collects comfortably, looks to launch a counter attack, finds skipper Hassan on the wing, takes the ball into contact. The recycle position. It looks like it's Samarasekar who has taken the ball in at a wonderful angle, gained some good ground. Royal have numbers out wide if they can link up. Again, it's Gunaratna who finds himself out. Royal get numbers at that breakdown, have recycled it extremely well. Samarasekar taking the ball into contact once again. You need to have numbers there. Decide to go to the open side. It's the replacement, number 17, Jayasuriya taking the ball into contact. Royal do have numbers out wide. Nandila just making that half break. Does well to recycle position. Royal forward screaming for it. Samarasekara once again, carrying the ball in. There is enough of space out wide if they decide to go out wide. But Royal have far too many forwards. Sanojan goes into contact once again. And another pick up and go. Some good defense by Maliyadeva, but Royal have numbers on the short side, and eventually Royal just having creating far too many phases. And it looks like it's the replacement. Jayasuriya once again. He's had a bit of an impact as he has come off the bench. So Royal have, courtesy of some good phases, have once again extended this lead to 34 points with the conversion to come.
Indeed, Abdullah Ilukpiti really having quite an impact since he's come on the field. Fresh legs indeed, and I'm sure he has everything to play for as well. And Royal managing to finish that off finally. We've seen them being a little overconfident at times, of course, not sending it wide even when they have the numbers. But I guess then again, the confidence they've gained by really penetrating that Maliyadeva defense has got them thinking that they can actually make it through. But Maliyadeva just falling short there, not being able to hold on to that ever so strong Royal offense.
So Royal deciding to change the place kicker on this occasion. Looks like it's fly half Lehan Gunaratna who will attempt this kick. Strikes it reasonably well, but again not on target. During the week, I think the place kicking Royal will need to try and put a bit more emphasis into it. Could prove crucial in the bigger games. Royal will be up against St. Thomas's in their next game next week. Things will no doubt be much tougher in that game, and the penalty kicks could prove crucial. But you can see that this is the physical toll slowly taking its effect on the Maliyadeva boys, ambling on to the next kickoff. It's a tough baptism of fire for them up against a very physical Royal team. But no doubt they'll be better for the experience as Gunavira kicks off once again, comfortably collected by Adahan. Knocking the ball on, a bit lazy by Adahan on that occasion, not focusing on securing position when going into contact. These are the little things that Royal will need to tighten up as they go forward for the remainder of the games. So another great attacking opportunity for Maliyadeva. They'll do well to try and spread it. The previous move, they did well to try and bring their big number 12, Danaka, into the game through a short crash ball. We'll be looking to do something similar on this occasion. Using the short side, Gunavira linking up, passing the ball on to Deshan, the right wing. But unfortunately on that occasion, being penalized for holding on to the ball. So Royal, another area where they'll be very strong in throughout this season, right over the breakdown. The teams will have to be wary of that. Nandila finds touch right on the halfway mark. So Maliyadeva boys looking a little bit perplexed, not knowing what exactly to do from this moment onwards, but as far as they are concerned, it's very much a learning curve for them. Turning back to A Division Rugby as Jaya finds Adahan once again, good line out. Again Gunawardana coming into the line, but adjudicated as a forward pass. So these are the little things that Royal will need to brush up on. They'll need to be more clinical in terms of how they execute their plays.
Like you mentioned, Abdullah, most certainly, while we do feel for the Maliyadeva boys, it's most certainly a learning curve. And it's interesting to note that the boys actually have been quite quick learners, because we've seen them adjust the pace of the game, understanding that the Royal defense found it a bit harder to handle the pace, and that's really great to see from these young lads.
So the ball fell again. Gunavira deciding to go to the boot. Nice up and under. Very well collected by Ratnayaka, their left wing. Again looking to go on the short side, but Royal have that well covered. Again going into contact, but Royal's defense right up to it. Another short pass, but again Royal's defense, Samarasekara rushing up. Another high up and under, but Gunawardena collects it very well. Seemed to have hit him in the air, but the referee deciding to let it go forward, and Maliyadeva have turned possession over. A good play there. The need to get the ball out wide. Again, trying to attack in close quarters. Royal's defense very tight in that area. Again, Royal just rushing up. And penalized for holding on. Just getting themselves isolated. But some wonderful skill by their left wing Ratnayaka to chase that kick by their skipper Gunavira and collect it. Looks like the assistant referee seems to have spotted something. It could be for that challenge in the air. Let's just hope it's just a warning. I don't think it was too serious.
Gunawardena will worry about this one. Third time he's being called up by the referee. And unfortunately, Gunawardena will be taking that yellow card. And Maliyadeva, of course, down to 14 men on the field. And Royal will not make any mistakes on capitalizing on this one.
Yes, very unfortunate for Maliyadeva. But Nandila not finding touch, giving another attacking opportunity for Maliyadeva. Again, Samarasekara doing extremely well to turn position over, but Maliyadeva have done very well to recover the ball. Again, trying to use the short ball, but Royal defense right up. I don't think that's the best tactic. Again, hit behind the gain line. They need to look at trying to do something different. Take the chance and spread it wide. It's much better, but again, very flat-footed. Royal defense right up. Again, a very reckless challenge by Nandila. I'm not sure how that could not have been cited by the assistant referee. Nandila very fortunate to get away with that. So Royal just slotting the ball about 15 meters outside the goal line. Maliyadeva will just need to try and speed up the game and just try a few things out of the box, because just trying to traditionally go into contact against a very well organized Royal fringe defense has not yielded any results for them thus far. So another great attacking opportunity for Royal. Adahan, wonderful collection. Royal securing position well, have set themselves up for another wonderful driving maul. And they do make ground. Now Maliyadeva struggling to contain this Royal driving maul. And looks like it's going to be another try for Royal. Jaya profiting from that wonderful drive by Royal. And Royal have once again extended their lead by 39 points, which was a very well constructed driving maul, wasn't it, Suver?
Most certainly, Dela Royal saving their secret weapon, of course, for the final moments of the game, I would think. And most certainly, I think if Maliyadeva is, of course, to keep on attacking at this Royal defense, they certainly need to pick up the pace. As we've seen before, those are the only instances where they have been able to gain some ground. And of course, I think Adahan once again throughout this game absolutely beautifully collecting all those balls of that line out, making it ever so easier for Royal to get into that rolling maul and capitalize on the strength that they have with their forwards. So credit to him as well for the consistency. And Royal, of course, here with the kick. So Gunaratna attempting the kick. And that is true. Royal will most certainly be happy to get those 2 points as well on the board, and also to actually have some success in terms of the conversions. An area that, like Abdullah said quite a few times, Royal will really need to work on throughout the week.
Yeah, that's right. Trying another kicking option in Gunaratna. Gunawardhan is slightly struggling with his kicking today. Was very good last year with the board though. So in the absence of the regular kicker and skipper, it looks like it'll be Veerasekara to restart things. As Maliyadeva making a replacement. Both coaches will look to try and get their bench involved as much as possible. The modern day game, very much a 23-man game. As Veerasekara kicks off, Nandila running across, will need to do well to straighten up a bit, but Lou seems to have found the gap. Nice footwork by Nandila, goes into contact. Royal recycling position, passing the ball on. Jaya going into contact. There's plenty of men out wide. If they can get it out wide quickly. Rasujan deciding to use the short side. Skipper going into contact, but looks like Maliyadeva have turned position over once again. Some wonderful work by Maliyadeva, but deciding to use the short space, eventually deciding to put the kick in, comfortably collected by Gunavira. Royal launching another attack. Need to get numbers in there. Yasojana to Jaya once again. Getting over that gain line. Royal seem to have numbers out wide. Gunaratna to Shanaka, who goes in. Royal have numbers out wide. Referees playing advantage. Lovely short pass to Rashmika, who has done well to stay in play. Quick recycle position once again. Again Royal battering in. Maliyadeva struggling to contain this onslaught by Royal. And they have numbers out wide. Again Jaya taking the ball in. And looks like Rasojana will go in for another try by Royal. So Royal slowly but surely seem to be finding their rhythm. Creating phase after phase. Some good continuity. And Maliyadeva just struggling to cope with that onslaught. Got to feel for them. They've tried their level best, but you can see Royal little by little just imposing themselves, creating some good phases. And as you said, mentioned off where Zubair, the second half, you find this Maliyadeva lads struggling to cope with the pace and the physicality of the game. And that just definitely seems to be the case.
And that's another 2 points for Royal. An easy kick under the post, making no mistake then. Quite the incremental learning curve for Royal as well. Finally managing to bring in those finishing touches, and also getting their kicks in line. Fortunately, skipper Tuleb seems to be struggling with his hand. Hope it's nothing too serious for the young lad. Tuleb receives some medical attention. He seems to be all right, and he opts to continue playing. He'd want to lead his side through this beginning of the league, most certainly.
So Veerasekara will restart things for Maliyadeva again. Comfortably collected by scrum of Yasojana. Pass it on to Nandila. Distributes it. Royals seem to be getting their groove once again. And another nice inside pass. Another lovely offload. Royal gaining confidence. Again, a nice carry on. Recycle position again, Yasujana passing the ball on. Again, gaps now appearing from all over the place. Nice hands and comfortably over for another try. So it's another try for Royal. It's the left wing, Mihi Sanka, who goes over. And with that, Royal have notched up the 50-point mark from their own half, just running over. And you can see a very tired Maliyadeva defense, just unable to cope with the pace and power of this Royal 15.
Certainly, the body language of the Maliyadeva lads is quite clear. They're finding it quite difficult, and this Royal team really bringing in that physical battle. And you can see that the lads have got the confidence, and they're very comfortable right now. Not even making an attempt to clear the ball from the kickoff. They've decided to just take it and run at the defense, because that's how much of confidence this side has gained at this point in time.
That's right. So Gunaratna with another comfortable conversion extends Royal's lead to 53 points to 6. So we're just approaching the final few moments of this game. It's really been a tough outing for Maliyadeva, but no doubt they will learn a lot from this encounter, what it is to play in A Division rugby. Veerasekara kicks off again, comfortably collected by Adahan, makes a rampaging run, just looks to secure position. Yasojan again, breaking those the gain line, nice offload. Maliyadeva defense pretty much non-existent. Royal just need to try and hold their discipline, not try and overdo things. Cut in once again. Maliyadeva defense in 6s and 7s, they're struggling to come in. Royal just taking the ball into contact once again. So Royal penalized, rather Maliyadeva penalized for not releasing the tackler. So it's another penalty. So looks like it'll be the last move. So Royal just take a short tap and go ahead. Recycle position well. Looks like they passed it on to number 16, Iluk Hupitia, who takes the ball in once again, and it's another try for Royal. So Royal have once again notched up another try virtually from the kickoff. And I think it's their scrum half Yasojana, who has gone on, nipped in from the fringes. So Maliyadeva in these last 10 minutes have struggled. They've conceded around 3 tries, but it has to be expected because they seem to be struggling with the pace and power of this Royal pack, who little but slowly but surely seem to be getting their groove back. So Gunaratna with possibly the last play of the game. Royal have notched up 60 points, so it will give them a lot of confidence going ahead. Gunaratna has made a couple of good conversions. So another conversion to be made. Lines it up well. A nice strike. And looks like he slotted it over. So that's the final play of the game. Royal emerging victorious, 62 points to 6. A comfortable victory. The last 10 to 12 minutes, Royal just running away with this. But also a word about Maliyadeva. I thought they were very good in those first 20 to 25 minutes. They defended manfully, but eventually Royals' experience and power coming into play and running away with it in those last 10 to 12 minutes, ending up comfortable winners by 62 points to 6.
Most certainly, Abdullah, you have to make a mention for these Maliyadeva boys. Firstly, of course, in coming into the A division, and secondly, for never really giving up throughout the game. It was clearly just a matter of them wearing out, but even towards the end, you can see the lads, even in the final move, the number 14 walking up to the referee, just trying to clarify what exactly went wrong, and that really shows the attitude of these young lads, and that's what we need, regardless of the division you play in. This is the attitude you want to see in all young rugby players, and that was absolutely beautiful. And I think that these guys have come a long way, and they most certainly deserve a big round of applause. So credit to these young lads.
That's right. They showed a lot of enthusiasm throughout the game. They will definitely get better, hopefully, as this tournament progresses. It's just wonderful from Sri Lankan rugby perspective to have a team from the northwestern province also playing in this A division tournament. They will no doubt be playing for survival, but I'm sure they will learn a lot from this experience. And we have to decide on a player of the match. There were some good performances by Royal, but for me, I thought Royal's number 7, Samarasekara, he had an outstanding game both defensively as well as he carried very well. So I would have to nominate him as Royal's man of the match and the man of the match of this game today.
Most certainly, Abdullah. I couldn't agree more with your choice, of course. Quite a few tries coming in by all the lads on the Royal side, but most certainly Samarasekara standing out from the 15 who were on the field. So well done to him. And Royal will most certainly be happy about this win, but not forgetting that they've got a lot of homework to do, and clinical errors like missing those kicks and not being able to finish off in the first half are not mistakes that other oppositions are going to allow to be gone unpenalized, of course. So Royal really needs to do their homework on this one as well, whilst they do enjoy and celebrate this win.
Yeah, that's right. But as the game progressed, Sabir, you could see that they were little by little getting into their groove. So I'm no doubt that this hit out will definitely do them a lot of good. And they'll be taking on St. Thomas's in Mount Lavinia, who have just after another huge upset in the opening game of the season against St. Peter's. So they will definitely have their work cut out for that encounter. But I'm sure Coach Luke and his assistant Mohammed Sharif will try and iron out a few things, but overall I think it's been a very good display by Royal, and also a word of mention to Maliyadeva as well. I'm sure they'll benefit a lot from this experience. So that's it for our coverage here from the Royal College Sports Complex. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again next week for more games. Have a pleasant evening.
Tips. It's a pleasure to do it with someone who has experience.